Welcome back, everyone. I'm Leila.
And I'm Laura.
And this is For Your Penjoyment, a show about fountain pens and the joys they bring us.
Brought to you by Pen Boutique.
So how are you doing today, Laura?
Well, we had a really, really intense event on Saturday.
We certainly did.
With Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. I was exhausted afterwards. The next day, I was just like, kind of chilling. And as one does, if one is kind of obsessed with one's own job, I decided to idly look up Pen Boutique on the Fountain Pen Reddit.
Yeah.
And there was this review of how much people like our customer service.
Nice.
And then down at the bottom, the last comment said that someone liked our show.
Nice.
Because we're genuine and fun, like some neat, weird aunts. And I love that.
I'm obsessed with weird auntie energy now.
Yes.
I want to embody that. That sounds good to me.
Well, I've actually been a neat, weird aunt since the age of 7, so I have lots of practice.
And I'm a weird aunt in training. Nadia, get on that. You know what to do. Go ahead.
And that made me excited about my family. I'm going to have my 2 different nephews visiting for Christmas time.
Whoa.
And my nephew's girlfriend, who's really into fountain pens, especially Pilots.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's going to be awesome, bonding with her. And then one of my favorite nieces is visiting in early January. So I got lots of weird, neat aunt practice coming up. Or not practice. I'm an expert.
That's exciting. I'm so happy for you.
I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah, this weekend was pretty intense with Rachel.
It was.
For those of you who don't know Rachel, she is our Faber-Castell rep. She is the firecracker of Faber-Castell. Wonderful human.
Seeing you two together, it was like you guys just had an immediate connection.
There was like a synergy there.
Yes,
it was just awesome.
It was really cool to see you two guys together.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to do an interview with Rachel. So let's cut to that, get some info on some Faber-Castell and Graf von Faber products, and we'll go from there.
I think this might be your best interview yet.
You don't
It was
say.
really cool watching that interview.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, take it away. Well, folks, I have a special treat for you today. We've got Faber-Castell's firecracker herself. We've got Miss Rachel Lee here in studio. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I am so glad to have you here finally.
Me too.
We met at the DC Pen Show, and I instantly fell in love.
Same.
Oh, thank you.
Same.
So let's talk about Faber-Castell.
Let's do.
I love the Faber-Castell line, and I want to let people know that because they're sleek, they're modern. The combination of modern design plus like texture on the barrels, very interesting. Not a lot of people do that.
Sure. Yes.
Now, most people know Faber-Castell for like art supplies.
Sure.
But not enough people pay attention to their pens, especially Graf von Faber. People are sleeping on Graf von Faber.
They are, and it's a wonderful line, a wonderful brand.
Tell me more about it.
I would be happy to.
Yes.
So basically, how this started is back in the early 90s, the Count Anton Wolfgang von Faber-Castell, he, because we are the masters of wood, he said, why are we not making pens? So he decided to start making fountain pens, and it just kind of developed from there. Now, with that being said, my favorite is the Pernambuco fountain pen.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
It's beautiful. So basically, it's got an 18-karat gold nib, as you can see.
What'd you call it earlier?
It's Pernambuco.
I meant the nib.
The nib.
Butter.
It writes like butter.
That's right.
It does. It's very smooth. It's a beautiful pen. So what we do is we grow the wood for these pens. We actually started growing it for the Stradivarius Violin Company.
Whoa.
So they buy the wood. They make their violin bows and instrument bows. We buy back the wood, and we make our writing instruments.
That's fascinating.
Isn't that fun?
Absolutely.
So people have been talking about sustainability. We've been on that bandwagon for a long time, a very long time. And that's not the only, writing instrument that we do that with. So a really cool thing about this, too, is it's got a spring-loaded cap, and we have a patent on the cap. So it will stay in place, like you have your pen right there.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
stay in place. It won't move, but it quick releases, so it will not tear fabric.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool thing. And then we also wanted to show you this. This sample is new. So I just opened this today.
Right.
This sample is about 8-9 years old.
Whoa.
One of my very first samples that I got from Faber. As you can see, it patinas. This is the same wood.
That's fascinating.
So this wood, you basically are customizing it yourself and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Because it patinas with the oils in your hands.
I love that.
Isn't that a good story?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorite, but this is probably the coolest story. Just has a lot of history, just like Faber-Castell. We've been in business for over 260 years.
Wow.
We
That's one of the oldest companies.
Sure.
Yeah.
One has one of the oldest trademarks and patents on the in the U.S. German based. There actually is a castle in Stein. And the original pencil manufacturing facility is still working to this day.
Is
we invented
amazing.
the number 2 yellow pencil. How about that?
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot. I mean, there are tons of history. 9th generation, family owned. The family's still very involved, and they are really, really, really kind, good people to work for. They do care.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And so any little thing that you see, they're going to look at it before anybody else does. They're very hands-on.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Now, you have a sample of one of our personal bestsellers,
Yes.
the Perfect Pencil.
Yes.
Now, I'm not familiar with this one. In fact, when I first heard of it, I was like, what is this for a pencil? But you showed a customer some cool features about
Sure.
this. Can you share that with our
Sure.
audience?
Would love to. So anyway, there's a couple of different options, but as far as the refills for the pencil, it is either a California cedar wood, which is what I have, which is basically like what we would call a number 2 pencil.
Sure.
Okay. Then there's one that's 100% graphite that's a little bit of a softer lead. So it's just a matter of what your preference is.
Sure.
They're both wonderful. It's just, again, if you like the way this looks, go for it. If you like
Yeah.
the graphite, then that'll work as well.
Yeah.
So the really cool thing about this pencil is that these are the refills again. So you can get this refill and then you get the erasers. They come separate.
Look at that.
So anyway, whenever the eraser gets smudgy, it's usually the first thing to go.
Right.
So you can cover it up with the platinum rhodium cap and keep writing. Another good feature about this pencil that's really fascinating to me is that most of the time when you use a pencil, you'll only be able to use it to about right here, and then you got to throw it away because it's too small.
Exactly.
Well, with this, you're going to take the extender and you're going to put it on the end of the pencil, and you can utilize the entire pencil. Again,
Oh, that's fabulous.
sustainability. We're
Yeah.
not wasting.
Waste not, want not.
Right, exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. So here's what I call my magic trick.
Yeah.
And I actually had the customer that I was explaining this to, her eyes just about popped out of her head. Like she was like, what? So it was really fun. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that reaction. So here's my rabbit. About to pull it out of my mouth. You can't have a really good pencil without the sharpener.
Look at that.
So that's why we call this the perfect pencil. It's got
Now I
everything you
see.
need.
Now I see.
Yeah.
You've enlightened me to the perfect
See?
pencil.
Wonderful. Yay. Yay. That's
Now,
exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I love the look of the Graphon Faber line, like the Anello, like that collection.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Very much so.
Now, the Faber-Castell line's a little more accessible, price-wise.
Sure.
Can we talk about the Ambition for a second?
Sure.
All right. The Ambition's probably one of my personal favorites because of the range of barrels,
Sure.
textures, colors, etc. What was do we know the inspiration behind the Ambition line?
I think it's really because of the sleekness, and it needed to. They were looking for something that would be more affordable
Yeah.
for everyday use. So that would be, pretty much that's the reason why we started doing the Ambition.
They're gorgeous.
And it's a good size and a good weight, and they, like you said, different colors.
Right.
We have the Op Art, which is most of it's limited edition, and it's got little etchings in the barrel,
That's
different
what I love.
colors.
Yep.
And we usually release one new one a year.
Oh, I love that.
And I don't know what it's going to be for next year.
I was gonna
It's a
ask.
surprise.
Oh, I have to wait then.
Yeah. But yeah, and so then there's some that come that have wood barrels. They have a pear wood and then a walnut wood, coconut wood. The coconut wood is really cool. It looks textured, but it's not. So it's made out of the wood of a coconut tree, not the coconut, but the tree. So it took like 3 years of just constantly, finishing and grinding that wood to get it perfected. So it's smooth, but it does look like it's textured.
I love that.
Good story.
Good story.
Yeah, good
I
stuff.
mean, between the sustainability of the Graphon Faber and having to smooth that, like going over that process until it's perfected, I'm in love. Like,
Good.
And the nibs.
That makes me feel good.
From the Faber-Castell line to the Graphon Faber, the nibs are great.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, can you give me a little hint of what's to come in 2025 for Faber-Castell?
I can. I can give you a little bit of a hint.
A little bit of hint.
So what I will say is we all know that the pen of the year is coming out. It is a little bit delayed, just to be completely transparent.
Sure.
And that is because they want it to be perfect.
Yes.
And there's a couple of little kinks and tools that they've had to readjust, had to adjust, but it should be here in January.
All right.
So that's the other thing. But it's amazing. It's a beautiful pen. It's got the little turtle on the end with a ruby. You're going to love it.
I can't wait to see it.
And then we have the Dusty Rose guilloche that actually just arrived in Cleveland.
Ooh.
So it will be here, I would say, probably in the next week or so.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's rose gold, but then it's got a pink barrel.
Ooh.
But it's more of like
a softer pink.
Like a softer pink, yeah,
Yeah.
a muted pink. And there's a couple of other things. There's some things like some new color matching notebooks and good stuff like that.
Very good.
But that's all I can say.
Okay. I won't
That's all
twist
I
your
can
arm
say now.
any.
All
No
right.
waterboarding today.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that because I love my job and I don't want to disclose anything that I'm not supposed to
We
disclose.
definitely don't want that to happen. I want
'Cause
you to come back
and
again and
I
again.
will. This has been a blast. And we still have a few hours to go. I'm
still have a
excited.
little
And it's going by so fast because it's so much
Exactly.
fun. It's so busy and your customers are wonderful. I feel at
I'm so
home.
happy to hear
I feel
it.
at home here.
That
You might
makes
not
me
get
so
rid of
happy.
me.
If you stayed, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, you're too kind.
Well, Rachel, thank you for taking the time to talk to me
Thank
today.
you.
It's
Absolutely.
been a pleasure, and
Always.
let's get back out to the store.
Let's go. Let's go sell some pens.
All right.
All right. Thank
Take
you.
care. That was a lot of fun.
That was so good. I loved being there and watching you two together. It's just,
Oh, thank you.
you're a
Thank
really
you.
good combo.
So,
Yes.
what pen are you using today?
Okay, I cheated again. So I decided to use a pen that I don't use very often. My TWSBI Diamond Mini AL.
Oh.
I inked this pen in April for a blog article that I wrote about new inks that I was excited about.
Yeah.
I honestly don't use this pen very much because I've had so many other cool new pens this year.
Sure.
I've used it maybe once or twice since then, if at all. I picked this pen up and it wrote perfectly.
That's impressive.
And it has a shimmer ink in it.
Whoa.
Robert Oster Silver Dawn. I was so impressed.
And that's a beautiful
I
ink,
mean,
too.
how many pens could just sit idle with a shimmer ink in them, not dry out, not be clogged up?
Honestly, not that many that I can think of. That's impressive.
I respect you now, TWSBI. Really. And I was writing my notes with it, and it's really a pleasure
Oh,
to use.
fun.
I mean, I'm not super into TWSBI. I admit
You're-
that,
I mean, you
but
and demonstrators
it's a
don't
good
get
pen.
along.
It really is a
Yes,
good pen.
it is.
And then in the meantime, as part of my chilling out activities for the weekend on Sunday, I had run out of ink
Whoa.
in my favorite Pilot Custom 743, so I needed to fill it up again.
Yep.
And I put in a new ink. I put in Diamine Majestic Blue.
That's a pretty
I
one.
love it in here. I had in my notes a note that said that it has magnificent pink sheen.
Oh, wow.
This is a magnificent pen,
Yes,
so
it
I
is.
thought it was worthy. Really, really like it in there.
I
So
love
I'm
that.
excited about that.
I'm
I
so
was
happy
using
to hear
that
it.
to do the notes too.
Your notes look great.
Thank you. What about you? What pen are you using?
I am using my Esterbrook Esty in Nouveau Blue.
Nice.
I have it inked with Robert Oster's School Blue.
Cool.
It's such a good match for this pen.
Yeah.
And it's a joy to write with. It's so smooth. I
What
have
nib size do you
medium
have?
nib.
Medium. Nice.
It's
nice.
so pleasant.
Yeah.
I love this pen. And you know, I'm not crazy about cigar shaped pens, but Estes are just I love the colorways. They're so unique.
Yeah, they're such good
I had
pens
to have
too.
it. Oh,
They're just
absolutely.
like another one of those really, really reliable pens that always writes. Every time you pick it up, you're not going to have it dried out because it's got
Exactly.
that cushioned cap. Really like that.
I have no complaints.
Yeah, cool. I'm so happy. That was your first Esty, right?
That's right.
That's so exciting. I
Here's
love
to
that.
many more, I hope.
Yes. So, Leila, before we get too far into this episode, there's something we need to share, or especially you need to share.
You're right. If any of you noticed in the last episode, I was pretty emotional when going through the staff introduction. Approached. Oh, I got too into my head. I'm really emotional. Stop the clip. And once again, I cried. Check off your bingo cards. That's because I was sitting on some news. So, starting December 22nd, I will be leaving Pen Boutique in a full-time capacity. I will be here part-time on Saturdays, some Saturdays. And that's because I've decided to pursue a dream.
Yeah.
There are certain opportunities that come up every so often, and admittedly, I've turned down opportunities like this before. And in this case, I wanted to ride the lightning.
I'm so excited for you, Leila.
Thank you. I'm excited and terrified all at once.
Yeah.
I love my Pen Boutique family, and they're going to remain family.
Yeah.
But I'm embarking on a new endeavor. And, again, equal parts excited and terrified.
Same, kind of.
Yeah. But I'm very much looking forward to starting a different chapter of my life. Now, that being said, the show's going to change a little bit.
Yeah.
We will be changing a couple things.
Wait a second.
We can consider this a new season of the show.
Yeah.
The schedule's going to change a bit. There will be new players involved.
New characters.
New characters, right? And we're going to test some configurations out, see what makes most sense. I'll still be around, but there will become a point where I will be less involved. We're going to see how long I can handle having 2 jobs. And then once I can't, that's okay. I'll make guest appearances in the future.
Yeah.
I wanted to just be transparent with you folks because we've created a little community around For Your Penjoyment. And I love and respect that community. And I don't want to leave anyone hanging or speculating that something went wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just pursuing a dream. So, I hope you can be proud of me. I'm proud of me.
I am. I'm very proud of you, Leila.
And I appreciate that. I am going to miss being here with you full time.
I'm going to miss you a lot.
I'm about to cry.
I know.
So, before I do, let's talk about what's new in store.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yes.
Damn it. All right. We've got a lot of new products in store for you folks.
We do.
So I wanted to kick off new in store with some exciting news.
Yes. Very exciting. We hinted a little bit, not
We've
much.
teased it. That's
'cause
right.
We're not really supposed to hint about this, so we
No.
were very careful.
We
but
tried really hard to keep it under wraps. So over the summer, we released the Retro 51 and Pen Boutique collaboration, the Raven version 3,
yeah.
in a rollerball format. It's beautiful purple lacquer, acid etching, based on the character of Lenore in the
Right.
poem The Raven.
And that was the third in our series of Retro 51 Edgar Allan Poe pens.
That's right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Very cool. And that sold out really, really, really fast.
Very, very quickly. It was amazing to see how many people took to it.
Yeah.
But the fountain pen community was a little upset.
Yeah, we got a lot of people saying, hey, we want a fountain of this too.
You know, and I'm sorry to have left you all out. I'm sorry to have left you all hanging. That being said, now we introduce the Retro 51 and Pen Boutique exclusive, the Raven Fountain Pen.
So cool.
It's the same beautiful purple lacquer, same etchings. We've got Lenore on the back. We've got the angel on the finial, but now in fountain pen form. It's got gunmetal accents.
That's the bust of Palace on the finial.
Sorry, excuse me. Thank you.
Angel on the cap, though,
Angel-
I think. Somewhere. The angel's on there.
The angel's on there.
And the nibs. Very, very cool.
I'm getting there.
Okay, I'm just excited.
So we've got gunmetal components, and when you uncap it, we've got a black nib.
So cool.
Ooky spooky.
That
I
really
do
looks
like
sharp.
that.
Yeah.
I made a short video. Before I continue,
Yep.
Rickshaw also got in on the action, and we have a matching pen
I love
sleeve
this pen
to
sleeve.
go with the pen.
Very cool.
A match made in heaven.
Yep.
I'm very happy about that.
And we got the real Edgar Allan Poe again to be in our video.
That's right. The one, the only, back from the dead, Edgar Allan Poe, here to entertain you folks.
Yeah.
I made a short video, again, celebrating the release
With
of the
a
pen.
new matchup for Mr. Edgar Allan Poe this
That's
time.
right. I think it worked out pretty well.
I think so, too.
So without further ado, let's cut to that clip.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore.
Hey folks, my name is Harsh from Pen Boutique. I got
And the
some really
silken, sad,
exciting
uncertain rustling of each
news.
purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors.
I appreciate the just one sec. I'm just gonna hey folks, I'm Harsh. I'm calling from Pen Boutique. We got some really exciting news for you today. Very excited to share some new stuff that we got going on in the store for you. So we know that everybody really loved the Raven release from this past summer. We had the rollerball, and with that being said, we know that we left out the fountain pen lovers. So we have heard your cries. We're listening to the people. And so in exclusivity with Retro 51 and Rickshaw, we've got the Raven fountain pen with matching pen sleeve. I don't know if this floats your boat. But
The Raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. and methought the air grew denser, perfumed by an unseen censer swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, that God hath sent thee, by these angels he hath lent thee respite.
Sorry. We're very excited for this pen, and we want to especially thank all of our patrons at Pen Boutique. It's our 20th anniversary, and we're very excited to be here. We're very grateful to be here as well. And it is in honor of all of our local folks that we have something like this that's possible. So thanks for your patronage. We appreciate y'all. Are you gonna be cool?
Be that word or sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
So, you wanna go play?
I love that guy.
Edgar Allan Poe, me
Absolutely.
too. He's one of my heroes. He's a great writer.
He's a great writer indeed, and the actor portraying him is wonderful to work with.
Wait, we'll discuss this.
We'll discuss this another time.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So special thanks to Ian Blackwell Rogers for being in our video. Special thanks to Harsh for playing along.
Yeah.
It was great to work with the two of them. They had instant chemistry.
I wish I could have been there when you filmed that.
I know. I wish.
But
you
I had
could
to go
too.
to an opera. I had a good excuse.
Twist your arm, right? You had an excellent excuse. How was the opera?
It was very good. I
Very
really enjoyed it.
So back to New in Store.
Yes.
We have first and foremost
Oh, yeah.
the Kaweco AL Sport Olivine. It's a limited production color. It's the classic AL aluminum pen with anodized olive green colored finish.
I really like this color.
It's gorgeous,
cool.
isn't it?
It's really nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got a gold-plated steel nib, and the converter and clip, as usual, are sold separately. But get yours while you can. I hate selling things, but because it's a limited run, we don't know how long we're going to have this.
Right, and this came out a little while ago because we didn't have New in Store in the most recent episode because it was our anniversary episode. so-
Exactly. But this is a really special color.
Yeah, I really like it.
I really appreciate
It's really
it.
cool.
Mhm.
I really do think it's a unique color that's worth getting for that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What do you have next?
Okay, next on my list. I don't want to talk too much about this in person because I made a really good, in my opinion, video that I put on Instagram.
Right.
But my next one is the Montegrappa Goldfinger.
Oh, wow.
And this, because it's like the presentation is so cool, I wanted to show that actual video with the case and all the fancy stuff. So
Yeah.
let's just show that. But Goldfinger right here, James Bond inspired. Which last time we talked about the James Bond pen, the other one,
Right.
non-Goldfinger, I think I mentioned I'm not really a James Bond movie fan, but I did read all the James Bond books when I was in high school, I guess.
Wow.
I think.
That's
It was
impressive.
kind of a weird thing to get obsessed with. But,
Yeah.
well,
Expect the unexpected from Laura.
that's right. So let's watch the video of that.
Let's cut to that.
Immerse yourself in the world of James Bond with the Montegrappa 007 fountain pen and rollerball special edition Goldfinger. These limited edition pens of 707 are inspired by the iconic film Goldfinger, featuring a luxurious gold-plated body and intricate details. Professional all-metal build provides strength and resilience. Peer into the hollow point cap to glimpse a cinematic icon. The gun barrel opening sequence, a signature of every Bond film, is reimagined here in rifled steel.
That pen really is over the top.
Yeah.
I kind of love it, though.
I know.
It's a little wild.
Does it look like a gold finger?
It does look like... Don't poke me. You always harass me with things.
I know.
It's that chaotic little sister energy in
But
you.
I thought it was the weird aunt now.
Well, yeah, that's right. Excuse me.
Weird
Now we have
aunts
new
harass
titles.
people too. Well,
All
it's more
right.
of an uncle thing, but whatever.
All right, exactly.
Weird
But
aunts do
does
what
that
they
mean
want.
Does that mean I can harass as well?
Because we're both weird.
We're
aunts.
both weird aunties.
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't want to be harassed.
How do you think I feel?
You love it. All right, what's new? What's next? The food one.
That's right, the food one.
Are you a fan of this particular food, such as ice cream flavor, etc., that's named after this?
I think I am. I
Are you?
think this particular food is delicious.
Okay.
Not necessarily nutritious, but good for the soul.
Okay.
We
Fair.
have the Navalur or Narwhal Voyager in the new colorway Cookies and Cream. It is the first Narwhal pen to feature 2 separate resins.
What?
Now, the body is a solid black resin with subtle sparkle
I
in
can
it.
see that.
I like that a lot.
Uh-huh.
Now, the grip and the cap are swirling black and white resin. Might look a little gray on camera because the swirls are a little muddled.
It looks very marbly.
It looks very marbly indeed.
Yeah.
It has black metal components, including the nib, which I love. And of course, it is a narwhal. It is a piston filler. So I like the two-tone. I think
Yeah.
it's a fun addition. I especially love the sparkles in the black barrel because I am all about sparkle.
I like the sparkle, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if this were an ice cream, I think they went a little heavy on the cookies, though.
That I wouldn't mind. The cookies to cream
Yeah, the
ratio might be a little off.
A little off.
But I do love me some cookies.
Cookies are good.
Cookies are good.
All right, I have a question for you, Leila.
Go for it.
Are you a Jeff Goldblum fan?
You know it.
So am I. Look what we have.
Oh, we have this
Esterbrook
beauty.
SD Jurassic.
Now, they can't call it Jurassic Park.
No, it's not.
Only Monte Grappa can get licensing
I'm the only
like
one
that.
who's making this connection. This is not Jurassic Park. This is just Jurassic.
It's beautiful.
It's inspired by dinosaurs.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this. You know what? I think this ties into the whole thing that I made up about how the Back to the Lands reminded me of Land of the Lost.
I like that. Yeah, I can see that.
So we got the dino-inspired theme.
There's so many beautiful green and gray
It's a
hues
really
in there.
cool shade of green.
Yeah.
This comes in a zillion cool nib choices.
Oh, wow.
We got extra fine, extra fine flex,
Whoa.
fine flex,
Whoa.
medium, broad, and stub, and foodie.
That's
which
fun.
is new for Esterbrook.
Very cool.
And that was done by, oh no, I rewrote my notes. It was JJ Lax. I don't have it in my notes, but it was JJ Lax. We are sold out on the foodie nib right now, but we have it in order. Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, we will have more in stock.
I'm really hoping so, because the food nib is wonderful to play with.
Yeah, that's fun. And this is a limited run pen, so I don't know how long it'll be around. So it's one of those things, if you like it, snag it while you can.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a really cool color.
It's
I like
gorgeous.
That. And it's got the gold trim. Oh, I almost forgot an important thing. Mm-hmm. Yes, it comes in. What's this?
There's a lot of crashing,
Sounds
folks.
like
Sorry.
the building's collapsing. Comes in either regular cartridge converter version or piston fill version.
That's right.
So that's pretty cool.
That's
too.
pretty neat.
And it's the standard size SD, not oversized, just
Beautiful.
standard, which is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, at the time of recording, I do not have this pen in its physical form, but it is being released before this episode comes out. So I would like to talk about the new TWSBI Amazonite. I'm going to hold my hand up like I have the pen. Look
It's
at that.
invisible.
It's gorgeous.
You're excited about this pen. You told me
It's
the other
different.
day. Yeah.
So it's the last TWSBI release of the year. TWSBI was able to mix coloring in the injection molding process, creating unique patterns and colors.
Cool.
Every pen will be unique as a result. It's not made the same way as acrylic pens or milled or turned by a single bar of plastic.
Okay.
Now, the cool part is, unlike other limited run TWSBIs, this TWSBI is only $2 more than the standards.
Wow. Even though it's two-tone fancy
Even though it's different.
swirly.
Exactly.
That's
Usually,
cool. Yeah.
the pens with different metal components other than the chrome.
Right, like the rose gold ones.
Exactly.
etc.
Those get the higher pricing.
Yeah.
But you can expect a much lower price
Nice.
with the Amazonite.
Cool.
I know. I just think it's unique. I think it's cool that it's modeled after a stone,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to handle it in
Yeah,
person.
you told me you were thinking of possibly getting this one. You're excited.
I say
about
that
this one.
about every
I
TWSBI
know
release,
you do.
but I haven't jumped the gun because I've been working on my impulsivity this
That's
year.
true. You have been.
But this might be the one.
Because it's so different.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's a really nice shade of green.
It's a
too.
really nice shade of green. It'll make my TWSBI collection more cohesive, which I do appreciate. You know, now I'm into more like curated collections, and it would be a nice addition.
Cool.
You've got a trio to talk
Oh,
about.
yes, the trio. Now, I am missing one of the trio because it sold today and it was shipped out, but we're getting more in soon, so we'll just have to show a picture. I don't have it here in my hand.
Very good.
This is a really cool collection. This is the Visconti Medici Palazzo limited edition collection.
Ooh.
Now, you were asking me what a palazzo is.
I was.
Palazzo is just basically a palace in Italian.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like these fancy houses that, like, when I was in Venice, I actually went to an opera that was staged in a palazzo, which was really cool. I
how
don't want to
cool is
get into that,
that?
but it was really cool. Like,
Yeah.
instead of being in an opera house, you would move from room to room in this palazzo for the different scenes. It's really, really
I've
cool.
been in a theater like that in Baltimore. Yeah,
It was
that's really
awesome.
neat.
Yeah. So these pens were inspired by the Medici family of Florence, and they celebrate the family's renowned estates. So each pen is meant to represent a different estate,
Oh,
the different
cool.
palazzo building.
Yeah.
So the brown and gold one with rose gold trim is called Palazzo Pitti.
May I?
Yes.
I like the depth of color in this one.
I really like that one. We had that one in the Battle of the Beautiful Brown pens.
Exactly, and just the gold through it,
Yeah,
stunning.
I really like that one.
Very good. And what's the blue one called?
The blue one is, wait, I want to do the second one next.
Yes, please.
Which I don't have.
Sorry.
The second one is Palazzo Riccardi, which we're sold out right now. That one's green and gold, and it has yellow gold trim.
Nice.
This one is Palazzo Vecchio, which is blue and gold with palladium color trim.
I like that.
Vecchio means old in Italian.
I had no idea.
Which I know because that word is used all the time in opera. It's like they're constantly saying the word vecchio. Oh, wow. Yeah.
The two blues in the Vecchio, we have like a dark royal blue swirl here and there, and the lighter blue. It's a stunning combination.
I honestly like the brown one the best, and I'm not really a brown person, but this one is really beautiful.
The metal components really set it off,
yeah,
too.
and it looks kind of like 3D. I mean, maybe they all do, but
Yeah,
you
the
can
gold
kind of
has a
see
depth
it has
to
a depth to it. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I love the way this demonstrator window has the beautiful gold trim that you can kind of peek through. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that's nice.
With a little, I think it's like a fleur-de-lis symbol on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I like that.
So each one, it comes in rollerball and fountain pen,
Nice.
but each one only has 70 pieces in each color, so it's pretty limited. And that has the classic Visconti Medici body design with the power filler double reservoir system.
Love that.
It's pretty nice.
That
Yeah,
is
I like
very
the
nice.
faceted
The
barrel.
facets are
really
nice.
like the and the cap too. Yeah, it's really nice.
Cool.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I forgot to mention.
yes.
Very important.
Mhm.
This material is Jonathan Brooks material.
Oh, wow. Is that why I
That's
love
why
it?
it's so pretty.
Yep.
Yes.
That's
I wish
why I
we
love
had
it.
the green one here, but I have pictures of
The
it.
green one is quite
So I'll
beautiful
show.
as well.
Yeah, they're all
But,
really
yeah.
pretty.
I knew I was drawn to it for a reason.
Good old Jonathan.
Good old
Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks. Now, I have one last one.
Speaking of Jonathan Brooks, not that this is.
Not
but
that this is, but he's, worked with Leonardo before.
Yes.
This is not a new pen, but it is new to us.
Okay.
This is the Leonardo Momento Zero in Nuvola Lilac.
Pretty.
It's beautiful.
I like that.
So, this can be considered the sky merging with the art of writing. I love how flowery these
It's supposed to
descriptions
be like
are.
clouds or something.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
It's the new colorway of the Momento Zero Nuvola.
Pretty.
The lilac evokes the serenity and vastness of the sky.
Okay.
And it is meant to emulate the clouds at sunrise or sunset. They can appear pink or purple or red depending on how the sun spreads through the atmosphere.
Okay.
And it was inspired by the tranquility and elegance of clouds.
Mm-hmm.
And like every Momento Zero, takes a cartridge or converter. I just think that's
Does
lovely.
that have the little thing where you can unscrew?
I do believe
and
so.
access the converter
Uh-huh.
without taking the whole pen apart.
Exactly.
Which is cool. I think it's really fascinating how
It's
this
so
is
soft.
kind of a creamy color. It's not like a stark white, and it's got a little bit of brown in
Yep.
it, which I think is really cool. I like how that goes with the purple and the creamy.
Exactly.
It's really nice.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I do
For all you
too.
purple lovers out there, all lilac lovers in particular, I think it'll strike a chord. It's a fun pen.
Now, would you consider this a swirly pen? It's not quite
it's
the
not
same as a swirly.
the same as a swirly pen. I don't want to call it a blobby pen, but there are
Like,
blobs.
the colors aren't like swirled together.
No,
they're
not.
next to each other.
They're next to each other, exactly.
And I like it better than a swirly
Do you
pen.
really?
Yes, it doesn't bother me the way swirly pens do.
Understood. To each their own.
That's right.
That is right.
So we have one more thing to talk about, which I want to film when we actually have it here.
Yeah.
Because we want to react to it. But we're going to be getting the new Pilot Iroshizuku inks. I'm
so
really
excited.
excited about them. I can't wait to see them. They're in transit to us now, so hopefully we'll have them and we can film our real reactions to trying them in person.
I can't wait. I'm hoping it's worth the hype, worth the wait.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to
me
that.
too.
Yeah.
Really, very much. All right, Leila, here it is. We got the new inks.
Very
They
exciting.
came in on Friday at the very end of the day. It was a big tease because I didn't get to look at them. It was really late. I wasn't here on Saturday, but Christy swatched them. Seeing them for the first time, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And we are almost sold out on these inks already, even though we've only had them for a few days.
Right.
I was scared that this one was going to sell out, and I think I really like it. So I jumped the gun. No, I didn't jump the gun. What do you call it? It's a good thing. I took a plunge.
You took a plunge. You took matters into your own hands.
I did. And I asked Aurora to create an order for me so I could get this ink and it wouldn't sell out.
That's right.
I don't usually do stuff like that, but
Today was the day.
these inks are exciting. Well, I did it Saturday.
Yeah, but today was the day to
And now
finally handle it.
now I own this ink.
Very
So let's
good.
see them. What do we have?
So first we have this beautiful blue right here, Rika,
Rika.
also known as Snow Crystal.
So this one, I've been seeing comments online that it has like a really pretty pink halo around the letters.
Let's see.
See a little bit of sheen. It's pink sheen.
I can kind of see the pink sheen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent for me of Kujaku until you get to that pink sheen component.
It's less green than Kujaku, though.
It's a little less green.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's another blue.
But
But
looking at Kujaku right now.
Yeah.
You're right. It is less green
It's
now
less
that I'm
green.
holding them up to.
Violet
each
has a
other.
lot of blues.
They certainly do.
This is a very beautiful blue.
It is. It's quite
mean,
pretty.
I could do with fewer blues and more other colors, but this is a really pretty blue.
It's a nice addition.
And I like the sheen. The sheen's really nice.
Next up, we have Toro, otherwise known
Toro.
as Warm Lantern.
This is the wild card. And this one I think is being a big hit, like a surprise hit. A lot of people are saying they really like this one.
It's got this beautiful pinky sheen as well.
Yes. So, yeah, it's like a orangey, yellowy color.
Yeah.
But it's dark enough so that you can see
It's
it.
legible. Exactly.
Yes. It's
I'm
really
impressed.
pretty, and it's different from any of the other Pilot colors.
For sure.
Somebody the other day in the store was saying it was like an orange, but no, it's totally different from the other Pilot
No,
Iroshizuku
it's this
oranges.
interesting marigold with a wonderful sheen around the
Yeah,
edges.
it's so happy.
It
It's a really
is.
joyful color.
I love that.
And then the last
one, we have
which I bought without seeing.
That's right. We
Crazy.
have Xiangyo, otherwise known as Spring Dawn. And it is this beautiful black cherry color.
Yes. Now, the description the Pilot gave for this was really weird. It was nothing like this.
It's
they
not
said
what I
it
would
was
think
like a
of-
black.
Right.
This is not a black. I mean, it's a very dark color in writing, but it's kind of like a brown pink. More than a black. Mm-hmm. It's a cool color. Yeah, it's purpley. It's sort of mauve-y.
Mm-hmm.
It's really intriguing, kind of mysterious.
It is mysterious. I would
I
definitely
like
call it
it.
that.
I
It's got
like
good
it.
shading as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Pilot. I
I
am pleasantly surprised by
I
this
wasn't
release.
happy about them taking away 3
Tsutsuji
colors. I mean, I
or-
know they have to
Yeah,
keep
I
24,
know.
but these are all actually really cool
They're
colors.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
That Toro especially. That's like
Yeah.
the real wild card of the bunch.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
When I saw that one was going to be a yellowish color, I was like, who uses yellow ink?
I
But
might. It's beautiful.
yeah.
That sheen on it. The shading. It's special.
And from what I've seen online, people are already wild about these colors and are
Sure.
just people that got them really love them. People are, like I said, they're almost held up for us already.
That's impressive.
They might be kind of hard to get for a while, but they're Pilot's new favorite, new regular inks, so they'll be back in stock. And
We
don't
will let
freak
you
out
know when they come
if
back.
you have
in
to be
stock.
patient. It's going to be worth the wait.
Definitely.
These are pretty cool.
I like
Very
them.
cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
So this will be our last episode of the year.
Yes.
And because it's the last episode of the year, we wanted to do a year in review.
Right. A new season is starting in more ways than one.
Exactly.
Winter is starting. It's the end of the year.
We're trying something new with
season
the
of
show.
That's
That's right.
starting. So yeah, it's like a kind of a transition, end of the year, beginning of the next year kind
Transitions
of
are
thing.
good.
Yeah, they are.
So we want to talk about some of our favorites. We also, a bit later in the episode, wanted to introduce our new players.
Yeah,
I think they'll be a fun addition to the show.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
It was fun planning this episode with their input,
Yeah.
especially for this segment. We
Exactly.
planned this out with them.
Christy was really pivotal
Yep.
in all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we decided to talk about our, favorites of the year, the favorites that we acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was a tough one.
Yeah, so the question as phrased was favorite pen you acquired in 2024.
That's right.
Okay.
Would you like to start?
Okay, so when we were talking about this together, you told me to go big.
Yep.
And I was going to go with what you said.
Uh-huh.
But I kept thinking about it, and I realized I just can't decide between two pens because I really genuinely do have two favorites, and I can't choose between them.
Why choose then?
So I've talked about both of these pens a lot.
Of course.
The pen that you suggested, I should say, is my Pilot Ishime. I love this pen so much. I've been using it constantly recently.
Yep.
The other day in the store I was using it, people kept asking me about it. I actually sold an Amiki because someone asked me, what's your favorite pen? And I showed them this pen, and that kind of led from one thing to another. I just love this pen. It's so special. It's a Rushi lacquer. It's my only Rushi lacquer pen.
Right.
The texture is just so, so special. And every time I show someone this pen in the store, when they see it in person, they love the texture, the way it looks, and the way it feels. It's just,
That's wonderful.
it's such a special pen. And it's not just the way it looks, though. It's also the nib. When I write with this pen, to me, this nib just feels perfect. It's an 18 karat gold nib.
How cool.
And it's just so smooth. I have a fine. It writes really, really fine, but it's just like so wet, so smooth. I just love it. It's just really, really, really special. It's
That's
really
right.
special. And it's special because, it was a gift and all that, but I'm not even going to get into that.
Sure.
It's just special because this is a really great pen. I really, really, genuinely love this pen.
Definitely.
But I also really, really love my Pilot Custom 743.
Also a great pen.
Like, I felt like it wasn't fair not to mention how much I love this pen.
Was it feeling left
I
out?
do. I mean, I just really love it.
Yep.
I love how comfortable it is. I love the feeling of my Falcon nib,
Right.
the FA nib. It's exciting to use because it's got that flexibility.
Sure.
Just, this pen is beautiful. Again, when people see me with it, they comment about it and ask me about it. It's just an amazing pen. And I love that it comes with 14 different choices of nibs. So, if you're not into a flexible nib,
Right.
there's like every nib is available almost. There's only one Pilot nib. There's 2 Pilot nibs.
Signature.
It doesn't have signature, doesn't have music.
That's right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't choose, so I decided I'm not going to choose because I love them both.
What did you do? You pulled a Leila this time?
I did. I mean,
That's
they're
fair.
my favorite pens of the year, and they're
They're
both special.
special.
They're both really special.
Absolutely. I do not fault you for not being able to pick a single pen
Okay.
because you know what? Neither could I.
I'm not surprised.
So I've actually got 3 pens.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't break it down. I couldn't choose.
yes.
I broke it down between what I was gifted and what I purchased.
Okay.
So the pens I was gifted, well, first and foremost, we have to talk about Firefly Stone. Once again, I'm sure I've said this ad nauseum, but my baby.
How could you not choose Firefly Stone? I mean,
It would
it's
be
so
a great
special.
injustice if I did not pick Firefly
Yes.
Stone. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and you came up with the concept for the pen. So
That's right.
that's kind of
So I'm cradling it on my heart.
yeah,
Always.
always.
The second pen, which is my gateway Pilot. I've had a few Pilots in the past, and they
Right.
were okay.
Right, but they didn't click the way this one did.
They
for you.
literally didn't click. Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be my Pilot Vanishing Point in Seashore. Wow. It's a stunning colorway. It writes so smoothly. It is a joy to write with. And the person who gave it to me is a joy to be around.
Yes, she
And
is.
it's just so special.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, the third pen is what ignited my Pelican passion. This was the pen I purchased. This is the M200 in copper rose gold.
I love that pen too.
It's one of the classier pens that I have. It's not swirly, not overly glittery.
Right, and the shape is very classy.
The shape is very
elegant.
dainty.
Yeah.
Exactly. The rose gold is lovely. It writes like a dream.
Yeah, mine does too.
You know, I would call myself more of like a steel pen aficionado.
Yeah.
A steel nib aficionado, rather.
All right.
I love me a steel nib that can write as close to butter as possible. And the M200 does just that. There is something to be said about a Pelican nib. Will I graduate to an M400? I'd love to one day. I would love to experience those nibs. Until then, I am quite content with this. So those are my 3 favorites of 2024.
Yeah, I mean, if I had more than 2, if I had I don't know, I didn't narrow
Like a
it
top
down. A
5.
top 5, that pen would definitely be in my top 5. Absolutely.
It's great.
I was really excited when that came out, and I was looking forward to it for a long time. I absolutely love the copper rose gold.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
We also
Yeah.
discussed our favorite releases of 2024.
Yes.
These are pens that we did not acquire, but admired them at time of release and still do now.
Yes.
Once again, I couldn't decide. Would you like to kick this off, or should I barrel
I
through?
was thinking about this one yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't want to choose what I felt was the really obvious choice for me. So I looked back all our old episodes.
Whoa.
I didn't watch the whole episode, but I looked at the new in-store list that's in the show notes just to make sure there was nothing really special that came out that I was
Sure.
forgetting. And there were a lot of amazing pens that came out this year.
Definitely.
But it confirmed that the pen that I thought of first is my answer for this question.
Oh, wow. Which one is it?
What
Oh,
do
I
you
think I know. I think I know. You had a complete and utter fangirl moment when you unboxed it.
Yeah, Death to Small Talk on Instagram commented that he ships me in this pen
I'd
after
agree.
watching that video. Oh my God.
I would certainly agree.
I love this pen so much. It's so beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Okay, so the box itself is gorgeous.
Yes.
And I love how understated and small and not like big and over the top.
Not
it is.
garish
It's
in
just
any way.
beautiful.
Yes.
It's
And
white
then the
resin. It's got the palladium plated accents over the sterling silver, so it's not going to tarnish, which I really love. This die machined sleeve is just
Truly special.
I just love it. I don't know. The minute I set eyes on this in person, you could see it in the video I made. It was genuine. I just like kept whispering, I love it.
You melted.
I was almost speechless.
Yeah.
How beautiful it was. And yeah, I was hoping it would be like too big for me or something, but I wanted it so much. I still do. I just love this pen. I just think it's really, really special. It's just, yeah.
It looks good in your hand.
Stop.
And if someday
Yeah.
you acquired it, no one would fault you for it because it's a very you pen.
Yeah.
It's got that class to it.
Right. So many great pens came out this year, but this is the one that just is the most me.
It resonated
That
with
I
you.
just, yeah. I just love it.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful.
That's fantastic.
And of course, I got that Pelican Fashion.
Very good.
So, did I even say the name of it? It's the Pelican Toledo M910.
There you go.
White. Special edition. And it's the size of an M800.
That's right. What a beauty.
All right. Let's hear yours.
All right. Well, once again, I couldn't pick just one.
Yeah, there's a lot of pens
There were 3 releases I was smitten with.
Okay.
And I was smitten with them because they are in my price range.
Yeah.
Like, I don't overshoot. I can think something's gorgeous, but my favorite releases are the ones I can probably attain at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, my first one of the year was the Monteverde Regatta in Mondrian.
But you own that one, don't you?
Oh, I forgot I own this one. Edit that out. So the first one that really resonated with me, and this came out towards the end of the year. I did a cuss. I'm sorry. I'll bleep that. Was the Monteverde Innova Ombre Fusion.
Oh, that's right.
There were a
That
lot
color,
of releases this year, but this particular colorway
the
really
fiery color.
spoke to me.
Yeah.
And I loved a lot of releases, but for Monteverde, this just struck me. And I've been getting more and more into Monteverde pens this year.
You have a lot of Monteverde.
I have acquired a lot, yeah. And this might weasel its way into my collection by sheer virtue of it being fiery and tropical and one of those facets of my personality.
It looks kind of, like late 80s, early 90s or something.
It's an aesthetic I appreciate.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun pen.
Now, this one.
Ooh.
I love me a gimmick.
I love this pen too. I really want
I
this
love a
pen
good
too.
gimmick. This one might be my ultimate favorite. It's a higher price point.
Yeah.
I like giving options at all price points.
Yeah.
We've got the Esterbrook SD in King of the Night.
Aww.
The bat wings, the cape, delightful. The pen itself,
Gorgeous.
one of them swirly pens, but it's not too chaotically swirly.
Yeah.
the colors are simple.
So rich.
They're rich.
Beautiful.
They speak to me. The gold that runs through it. There's a luminescence to it.
Yeah.
I was stunned at this release.
Me too.
Now, there was another release this year that was gimmicky by Esterbrook, the Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams, yeah.
That color palette really does nothing for me.
Okay.
I liked it initially because of the sparkle, but the more and more I thought on it,
It wasn't really
it just
you.
drifted further and further away.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pen.
It's a
but
beautiful
it's just
pen.
not you.
It doesn't resonate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The richness of the colors really speak to me here. So yeah, this is at the top of my list.
This is funny because usually our taste doesn't overlap that much, but we both
love this
really
pen.
love that pen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
The pen that I suggested that you use in this one and you were going to do, but then we realized it came out last year.
Honorable mention. It came out late last year. The David Oscarson, Hans Christian Andersen. If you remember my interview with him over the summer, once again, I cried at his description of this
Yes.
pen because it was so beautiful.
And it really touched
It
you
really touched
personally.
me. It rang true in some instances with things that have occurred in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, once I'm using the word resonates a lot,
Yeah.
it resonates
And
with
we
people.
newly got that pen in the store, so it seemed like it was a new release this year, but actually it was not. So
Darn it. So, honorable mention.
honorable mention.
Now, I would like to introduce one of our players
Yes.
because I would love to hear her input on this topic.
I sure would. I'd like to hear both of our new players.
That's right.
input.
So, I'm going to talk to Christy for a second.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, folks, I would like to introduce the newest member of the Pen Boutique family. This is Christy.
Hey, everyone.
Now, Christy, you've been with us for almost 2 months now.
Yeah, just about.
And in the last video, we did a little segment with you in which you talked about your roles here. Sometimes you're in the store, sometimes you're doing social media.
Yep.
And you're part-time. So I would love to know, what do you think of Pen Boutique so far?
It's awesome. I think the first second I stepped into the door, I was like, whoa, too much to handle. But at the same time, yes. Like, I was very excited when I walked in the door as a customer.
Right.
So I walked in as a customer first, and then I slowly somehow made my way here, specifically in this seat.
I love that you're in this seat.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job with the social media, by
Thank
the
you.
way. The TikTok is spot on.
Thank you.
I love it. Now, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, like some interests you have beyond pens? We'd love to get to know you.
Sure. So, I am big into art. Ever since I was little, I always had a pen, pencil, paintbrush. I had something to do with art.
Yeah.
And I love drawing. I do a lot of digital work. And yeah, obsessed with pens, of course. I do love just writing, not necessarily something meaningful, but just writing in general. The whole process is something that I enjoy.
Very good.
My free time, I'll just be a couch potato. That's about it.
Nothing wrong with that, especially after days during the holidays here.
Yeah.
It is easy to be a couch potato when you get home,
Yeah.
or a bed potato, as it were. I didn't move at all Saturday night after we got home.
That was crazy. It's my first holiday here, but in all honesty, I kind of want it to be done already. It's so hectic.
And we have 2.5 more weeks to go. I'm sorry to break it
No,
to you.
it's all good. I just wasn't expecting it to be this bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean?
I understand. I wasn't expecting it either when I first started. So we are nearing the end of the year. And you came up with this concept, faves for 2024. Faves
Yeah.
you've acquired and releases that you've admired, let's say. So what are some of the pens, or what is one of the pens or some of the pens? I don't know if you cheated like us.
Maybe.
Excellent. What are some of the pens you adored this year?
So I have two. Like you, I couldn't just choose one. I'm going to start with this one. This is the TWSBI VAC 700 in the
Nice.
Kyanite Blue.
It's beautiful.
It is my favorite color blue. Once I saw this shade, I knew I had to have it. But my favorite part about the pen is the nib. If you can see on the
It's
top.
a two-tone.
It's a two-tone, and it highlights that blue that I love.
It really sets it off.
And I just really love that one.
Ah.
And it was my first ever backfilling pen. So I was very excited for that.
I've never paid attention to this pen. I didn't realize the nib was two-tone. That's delightful.
That's what got me. Actually, I wasn't even looking at it to begin with until a customer was like, I'm buying 2 of them. I was like, why are you buying 2? What's so good about this pen that you're buying 2? I have to look at it for myself.
Right.
Two-tone nib got me.
Love that.
And then the second one I have is our very own exclusive Leonardo Desert Eclipse.
Oh my goodness.
I unfortunately wasn't able to get my hands on it because it was such a big success. Thank you, everybody. But I love it nevertheless, and I think it has just a very unique look to it, and I love it.
Those clear spots just give it such depth.
Yeah,
This was really a unique release for Leonardo this year.
I think so.
I love that we were a part of it. Well, I'm going to have you back after Laura talks to our next player, Harsh. And you and Laura are going to talk about what you keep in 2025, what you let go of in 2024. Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
Very good. All right.
So, Harsh,
So,
you've been on the show a few times, so I'm not going to interrogate you the way Leila did Christy. When did you start working at Pen Boutique? What month was it?
beginning of August. So
Okay.
It's been
Okay.
almost 4 months, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, we've gotten to know each other a bit. We've
Moderately.
actually done stuff together outside work,
Yes.
which by Logan definition, that
That
means we're friends.
That we're friends.
That's right.
Yes.
We actually went to karaoke together
We did.
last week or
Yeah.
whenever that was, a few weeks ago. So I feel like we know each other fairly well. I'm not going to do a giant intro thing.
Sure.
Okay, I want to know your favorite pen that you acquired in 2024. Ooh, nice choice.
Yeah, so we got the custom 823. I got it as a fine. I was looking around at a couple places and almost thought about getting, what is it, the 740 something?
743.
743. That's the
Same
one that's
shape,
interchangeable with
but
this?
not. Yeah, same
Yeah.
shape, but it's not.
I almost
translucent.
thought about getting a posting nib in that, like as
Cool. Yeah,
parts,
yeah.
and then just swapping them. But I had this ground down to an architect by the one and only Mr. Kirkspear. Shout out,
Whoa,
Kirk.
very nice choice.
Um, Yeah, no, and it's
Very
solid.
cool.
I feel like fine. I always tend to gravitate towards fine and extra fine just because of my handwriting style.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that architect allows me to have some line variation even within that. Because for stubs, I have to like stretch out my letters way too much, and it just doesn't work out.
Okay.
Um,
And this pen's a vac filler. How do you like
is.
the vac filler?
I like it a lot. It's really interesting. I have of course I have brown ink in here.
You love brown.
I
You know. And you have the amber color.
Yes, yeah. But also, I think that's the only ink I can put in here now, because there was a return that came in the other week and I was cleaning it out, and I feel like there's just like a little bit at the top that you can't always get to.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna stick with it,
So you
and
like-
that's honestly not gonna be an issue for me.
But
so.
you love that ink anyway. What ink do you keep in it?
Sorry,
What ink do you keep in there?
I have Yamaguri in it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, so pretty
Okay.
consistent.
All right, so next question.
Yes.
Are you ready? What was your favorite 2024 release that you don't necessarily own, but you really loved it? Ah,
Aligned correctly. Shabam.
cool.
This is center. There we go.
Very nice. I
Um,
love this pen too.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a little hesitant about red.
Wait, let's say what it is in case someone's
Oh,
listening
sorry,
and
sorry,
not
sorry.
watching.
Yes. This is the Esterbrook King of the Night. And it is Dracula themed. Has a bunch of really cool, and that's the thing. They did a lot of really fun stuff with this release. You get like some caution tape, the sleeve that
The
it comes
cape.
in.
I love
yeah,
the
it is
cape.
the little cape, and he's sleeping. And
Yeah.
I did. If you look at the listing that we have, I have a fun one where this is like hanging upside down right with the title of it.
Very nice.
So I also had a lot of fun taking photos of this. But I just like the iridescence of it. It's like gold-ish inside of all the scarlet and the ivory.
Yeah.
And on paper, I feel like this isn't something I would gravitate towards.
Same. Yeah, but I just really loved it when
Yes,
I saw
but
it.
when I saw it, I was like, this is good time. Yeah,
Cool.
so this is my favorite so far.
I have one more question for you.
Sure.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? Do you want the long version or the short
The
version?
short version, please.
I could give you the long version, but we're gonna run out of memory, and then Leila will fight me. So we're not gonna do that. What is my deal?
Yeah.
I am doing what I can with what I have.
I like that. Very nice. Thank you, Harsh. So, Christy,
Yes,
you're the one that thought of this idea.
I did.
Which I thought was really interesting. This is like a trending thing or something? Or did
in
you
a
just know?
sense,
Okay.
yeah. I've been seeing this around social media, not necessarily in the pen world, but just around and about.
So can you explain the concept to me?
Yeah, sure. So it's something you have either, it could be something you learned, it could be something you bought, it could be something, I don't know, anything else in the world, it could be, in all honesty, that you have from 2024 that you want to take with you from 2025. So if I were to give you an example, I could say, for example, I learned how to create digital artwork.
Okay.
Maybe because I realized it could be my hobby, I want to keep doing it in 2025. So I would take that
So
with
you're
me
like
into
carrying
2025.
forward into
Yeah.
the new year and maybe expanding
Right.
on it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other side of the coin is
Is there if there's something that you would leave in 2024, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to deal with it anymore. It could be that you want to just explore a different area for the time being.
right. It's not like necessarily a negative thing
Right.
that you don't like. You just want to focus on something different.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So who wants to go first with what they thought of?
You want to go first?
Want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, so for my leaving behind
Yeah.
thing, what I thought of was I constantly have way too many pens inked
Gotcha.
because I'll get new pens, I want to try them out, but I'll already have other pens
Right.
inked, and then there's like some pens that I feel like, oh, I always want this pen inked because it's a favorite. Right now I have 22 pens inked. I feel like that's way too many, and I don't use my pens enough so that, they get used up. Sometimes they'll be sitting idle and dry up, and that's not good. So I want to try to move away from doing that. I'm going to try to clean my pens more often.
Okay.
Making a step, I picked out 2 pens that I'm going to clean. Didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, but
That's okay. There's
I'm
always
going to
tomorrow.
clean them, and I'm going to try to narrow it down. I'm not going to say I'm not going to have a huge number inked, but I'm going to get that under control. Leave the having way too many inked at the same time behind. In my
There you
pens.
go. That's something to leave behind.
All right, what about you for
For
your leave
me,
behind?
It's sad to say because it's my favorite color, but I'm going to leave behind the color blue
Whoa.
for, I think, just inks. I haven't
Okay.
decided if I'm going pens yet.
Okay.
If I see a pen that, I immediately fall in love with, maybe I'll have to break the rule a little bit.
Okay.
But I think I need to show some other colors. some
Kind of
love.
want to branch out
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I
like
have a bunch of blue inks that I use daily. For example, the Robert Oster Chicago. I love that ink. That's my daily ink. And I just feel like some other colors need some love.
Cool. I like that. Be more
Thank you.
colorful.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to go first
Sure.
for the carrying forward because I want to go last for
Okay.
this one.
So moving forward, I, in all honesty, want to kind of segue into shimmering
Ooh,
Kinda.
shimmering. Okay.
somehow. Don't know how yet, but I want
So
to make
have
my
you
way that way.
not used
I
shimmering?
have not.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
I have
wow.
not. Just because I feel like with my day-to-day work, I didn't know if it would fit.
Mm-hmm.
But customers keep buying it and they keep talking about it and giving such great feedback, and I was like, I guess it's time for
It's
me to
fun
try.
to use. It's a fun thing to
Yeah.
explore.
I think so. I hope so.
Cool.
I'm gonna try.
I like that.
Thanks.
So what I thought of for carrying forward was this year when I was looking back over the year, I felt like I really developed a lot of friendships in the pen community. I got closer with Leila.
Mm-hmm.
I developed some actual friendships with customers, with reps, like real close friendships. And Harsh, I've started to develop a really good friendship with Harsh.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to carry that forward into the coming year. You were really new. I don't know you that well yet, but I want to get to know you better. And I think it would be really cool seeing how our friendship develops on this show, because we're going to be working together really closely.
I think so too.
And I'm excited about
I'm
that.
super
I'm
excited.
not the kind of person that makes friends very easily, and I don't have a lot of practice being friends with people, but working at Pen Boutique has really opened me up to meeting people that I connected with in a real big way, and that's really special.
That is very special. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Harsh,
Hi.
you just hung out with Laura.
I did.
Your answers were great. I love
Appreciate
King of the Night as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Christy posed all these questions. The second half of this is talking about what we're taking into 2025 and what we're leaving in 2024.
Ooh.
This can be pen stuff. This can be non-pen stuff.
Sure.
It's up to you.
Okay.
So I will ask you first.
Uh huh.
What are you taking into 2025?
Well, I think it's going to be something that I have sort of started developing in 24, but I hope to maintain and improve upon
That's great.
in 25, and that is allowing myself to be bad at things. It does tend to be about art and things, so it touches, it's pen adjacent.
Right.
But I think especially with like drawing and painting, I enjoy them a lot. But I think I can get really focused on whether or not I'm delivering a product instead of actually enjoying the process. So I've been trying to be better at that. And that's something I want to actively continue to make more time for in the upcoming year.
I love that answer. I feel like that's rooted in like the oldest child perfectionism thing, which I totally relate to.
It's like, why bother showing it if you can't like put it in a case?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did I make you proud, Mom and Dad? Did I?
Please.
Let's unpack our trauma another time.
That's a separate segment.
That's a separate segment. So, that being said, what are we leaving in 2024?
What are we leaving in 2024? Stubs.
All right. Okay, let's say more.
I think, and again, this is subjective. I've just come to the conclusion that while I appreciate the fact that they can give you really pretty line variation and they're very conducive to like really great scripts, it just doesn't really work for my handwriting. So like for a specific art project, or sometimes like I forget if I've mentioned this, but in my jacket pocket whenever I go to a wedding, I'll keep a Lilliput with a Quaco twin nib.
Yeah.
Just like for like to sign like the registry and whatever.
Sure.
So for occasions like that, yes, I will still use them, but I have given up trying to journal with the stub because I have too many things to say and the letters are too wide. And I've come to accept that, and I'm just going to be sticking with my extra fines and my architects.
I totally get it, and I respect it. I'm right there with you. So for me, things I want to take into 2025. What you said really resonated with me.
Sure.
Because, I've got that fear of failure thing going on. I've committed to writing more. I've been doing like daily timed creative writing prompts.
Does that make it feel like a chore for you? No. Or do you like the consistency?
The consistency, the first 5 days felt like a chore.
Sure.
When I broke past that,
I
actually like wanted to do it. Like I was clearing time in my day.
I like that a lot because I think that's something I've been apprehensive about.
Right. It's kind of like quitting smoking. You got to get through the hardest couple days first.
Sure.
And then it gets easier and easier, and then suddenly you're enjoying not smoking.
Okay. Noted.
Yep. Things I'm leaving behind in 2024. Impulsivity.
Ooh. Say more things.
So, I have a stuff problem. I see ooh shiny, ooh colorful. I'm a magpie, basically.
Sure.
I see it, I acquire it. And now we have too much stuff.
Yeah, I also do this thing, and I feel like you might resonate, where it's like, oh, I've been like through a hard thing, and I'm like feeling upset. This thing will make me feel better.
I had a bad MRI, and I ordered a pen in the waiting room. That is my jam. I'm like, emotional support pen. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to leave that behind.
Sure. Sure.
So I think
Being more intentional about, Sure.
exactly. Sit on my
I vibe with
hands a
that.
little. Keep my wallet away from me for
Yeah.
a second. Just be in the moment with my pens.
Unsave it from your Safari thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for sitting down and talking with me.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your share as well.
All right, folks, it's silly segment time. Up in the hot seat, we've got Christy.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going great. How are the lights feeling, Christy?
A little warm. A little
All right,
bit.
good, because you're in the hot seat.
No wonder why it was warm in here.
All right, so we're going to be playing a game of word associations.
Okay.
These will all be pen adjacent, pen related, pens, ink, stationery, etc.
Okay.
We're going to give you 7 questions. We're going to rotate through the rest of the crew, and we're just going to see what happens.
Sweet.
All right. Question number 1. Vacuum fill.
Kyanite Blue Twisby.
All right, up next in the hot seat is Leila.
Hi.
Leila, how are those lights feeling?
Pretty warm.
How's the seat?
Also warm.
All right, first question up. We've got green.
Ooh.
All right, and last up, we've got Pedix, Laura. How are we feeling over there?
Terrified.
Feeling warm?
Yes.
Is the seat hot?
No.
Are the
but
lights
I
hot?
am.
You got that right, girl. All right.
I'm not covering that.
All right, first up, we've got brass.
Patina.
All right, and for number 2, we've got vintage.
Octopus.
Up next, we've got double broad.
Shimmer.
Up next, we've got the color orange.
Love it.
Love it. Okay. All right. Number 3, we've got piston.
Twisby.
Okay. And next, we've got stub.
Shimmer.
Shimmer again. She's consistent, folks. And how do we feel about paper?
Smooth.
All right. Up next, we've got shading.
Ice.
Ice. All right. Now we've got saturated.
Nice.
Nice. And let's go to stainless steel.
Heavy.
Heavy. Okay.
Yes.
And up next, we've got dry.
Fire.
Up next, we've got dry.
Ick.
Ick. Heard, chef. How do we feel about sheen?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Okay. All right. And up next, we've got grail.
Eh.
Nibmeister.
Kirk.
Kirk. Shout out, Mr. Spear.
What up?
How about marbled? What comes to mind?
Marbleyville.
Marbly. Can you say more things? Is that related to
I
pans?
used to have a big marble collection, and I made up like personalities for every marble, and it was like a country, and it was called Marbleyville.
All right. And your last one, we've got 18 karat.
Bruno Mars.
All right. Up next, we've got shimmer.
Clog.
Clog. Oh, that's fair. You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Well, Laura, we're nearing the end of the episode.
We are.
You know what that means.
Mailbag.
Well done.
Poor bag.
That was a good womp. So we've had a lot of mail
We have some
accumulate.
built up because we skipped the last episode.
That's
We
right.
got some good mail.
I'm going to pluck one out.
Okay, well, I put them in order. So let's do them in the order we received them.
Very good.
That's the first one.
Excellent. This is from fan and friend of the show, Warkenda.
Oh, good.
Very excited about that.
Ooh, wait.
Whoa.
I want to touch this one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to bring that up as I read the
Yeah,
card.
sorry. I wanted to touch it
The
again.
card has great texture.
It's really special.
So, hello, beautiful pen ladies. Believe it or not, I am not writing you from PA. At this moment, I am in Des Moines for an AOSA, American Orff Schulwerk Association Professional Development Conference. all around are music and movement educators from across the USA.
Oh, wow.
I had to pick up a postcard to send you all, but noticed that it would not hold all I wanted to say. So I picked up some beautiful stationery from a place called Moglia. They happen to hand paint their stationery, and as you can see, it is ever so beautiful.
It's super beautiful, and you can feel the texture of the paint.
Very
It's
nice.
So nice.
Near the convention center is a beautiful bridge called the Iowa Women of Achievement Bridge. The shape is quite unusual, and I wondered while crossing it today, what sort of things did these women did to earn such a structure? Were they good and kind to others? Did they help others selflessly in their daily work? Did they smile at a person who needed it and say kind words to a stranger? These are the simple acts that I find worthy of noting, but are seldom called out. Qualities you all happen to possess at the Pen Boutique. With many smiles, Warkenda. And she used a Pilot Metal Falcon in burgundy medium, Warringal Hades. And she also wrote, "The beauty of smiles, never known by those who give, deeply felt by me." A beautiful little haiku.
Thank you, Arkenda.
She's a Conklin Endura Decocrest Blue Omniflex nib and the Jacquerbon 1670 Turquoise de Purse for that
Nice.
haiku. This was delightful.
Yes.
I am so glad you were at that conference. That's amazing. I would love to hear about it the next time you stop by the store, which I hope is soon. And I care about you deeply.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next up.
Next up. Ooh, this is another one from the Rock Ridge Chess Club.
I love this.
It's so cool. And it's got one of my favorite postcard stamps, the one with the eels on it.
Ooh, fun.
So, oh, and it's got an extra octopus tentacle added. It says, spicy. Kind of reminds me of you. And there's an eyeball, a random eyeball.
I like the
on it.
eyeball on
That's
it,
very
yeah.
cool. So it just says, an extremely cool writing.
Beautiful.
What's cooking? What's shaking? What in the wide, wide world of sports? Working on W's. You take care, the Rockridge Chess Club.
Delightful.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's addressed to Fire and Ice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very cool.
I'm glad the name is catching on. Let's see, who do we have next?
one. Eric Arnold.
Eric Arnold, also just to Fire and Ice.
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much, Eric. All right. Now, as we know, Eric's handwriting
This
is a
may
little-
be challenging.
is a little challenging.
Yes.
So I will do the best I can. Here we go. Dear Fire and Ice, I'm finally starting to catch up, and I already...
Let me see. I'm going to give it a go.
Go for it.
Wish me luck. Dear Fire and Ice, I'm finally starting to catch up, and I was able to set aside some time to something season 28 of the Penjoyment podcast. Although I believe I may have skipped ahead. It helps if you kind of read it in chunks instead of trying to look at each word.
Oh, I have to revise
It's very
the way I read
challenging.
that.
I always find this time of year difficult, and I very much appreciate your plea of compassion for those of us who do. I do feel, however, that this episode had a very big hole in it. There was something missing. It is, today, perhaps something of a lost art. But in my era, we were taught to formally acknowledge a gift. That acknowledgement took the form of a thank you note. Yeah, we didn't mention that as something.
All right, the art of the thank you card.
That's true. That would have been a cool element.
Yeah.
Surely, as a pen shop that is always encouraging us to keep writing. You believe in the concept? No. Saying yes, sending thank you cards. For those of your audience who may be unfamiliar with the format or concept, I provide an example below. Okay, so here's his example. And he put some notes about what ink he used, but I'm not going to tongue trip over that. I'm going to skip ahead to the example that he's provided. Dear Leila and Laura, thank you so much for the joy you bring to my life. I can easily be I don't know what this word
Curmudgeon?
is. Curmudgeon? I don't know.
No.
No, that's curmudgeon.
That's curmudgeon.
Contrary? I don't know what this word is.
Nope.
It can easily be a something. Crusty, curmudgeonly, old hermit who has little use for humans. You both, individually and together, discourage that behavior. In your Penjoyment videos, you show your deep passion and exceptional knowledge with a joy that seems effortless.
Oh.
This example brings me hope for all of humanity.
Oh, wow.
Laura's deep dives in her blogs have increased and enhanced my knowledge of fountain pens and further united my passion for them. Through direct contact in the store, correspondence in many forms at pen shows and Pelican hubs, you have time and again made me smile and made me feel valued and simply exuded joy. I am deeply grateful to both of you, as I am a better person for having known each of you. I don't know how to begin to thank you for that. Most sincerely and from the heart, your stomped on poet laureate. With much love, Eric. P.S. Thanks as well for the shout out. Insects bug me too sometimes.
You're welcome, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
That was wonderful.
So sweet.
What else do we have? All right, so this letter wasn't included in a package we received.
Yeah, it was like a padded envelope with wrapped up something in it.
Something in it,
looked
that's
mysterious.
Well, let me get to the letter.
Yes.
Laura and Leila, while watching the 28th episode of For Your Penjoyment, you discussed the topic of gifting. With that in mind, I've enclosed a pen rest for both of you. The company I manage typically builds large industrial equipment. However, I recently tasked my shop foreman with building the pen rests as a small side project. I think they turned out really well, and I hope you enjoy them. This is being written with a Visconti Homo sapiens Blizzard with a fine nib and Pilot Iroshizuku Kirisame ink.
Nice.
My current 3 levels of pens are Grail, the Mont Blanc Meisterstuck 90th Anniversary Skeleton.
Ooh.
Quite the Grail.
Very nice.
Upper level, the Lamy 2000 Pine Green. And
It's
the
pretty
Attainable.
hard to get to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Attainable, the Gravitas Pocket Copper. Well, I have to get back to work. I hope everyone at Pen Boutique has a wonderful holiday season. Patrick O'Leary on Instagram, St. Pat. This was wonderful. These are the
so
pen rests.
cool. Yes. And I actually used this in the previous episode when I took photos of a lot of the pens. This thing is awesome.
It's
I
nice
love
and
it.
weighty. And it's clever. It's got a flat side so it doesn't roll around.
Yes, and it allows you to angle the pen really well to show it off in photos. I really like it. I'm going to be using this all the time.
I use it in my
Great
Instagram
gift.
post today. This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Pat.
Yeah, and Pat is a really great supporter of us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Leaves really cool comments. We love his Instagram
That's
feed.
right.
And he doesn't live anywhere around here, but he's visited the store a couple times while on business, and it was really great
It's
to
really
meet
special.
him.
I wish I had
Thank you
gotten
so
to meet him
much,
last
Pat.
time.
I know you were really mad that
I
you
was
weren't
bummed.
here. Yeah.
So bummed.
Oh, well.
All right. We have one letter
We have
left.
one more. Yep.
Another friend of the show.
Yes. Wow, we have a lot of special friends of
We
the show.
sure do.
This one is from Benjamin Kemper.
Hey, Ben.
Hi, Ben. And you got to meet Ben when you went to California.
We got to hang out.
Very cool.
That was great.
This one is addressed to Lena, Leila, Laura, and the whole Pen Boutique crew.
We got to share it with
And
them.
it's a Christmas card.
The fox is beautiful.
So pretty. I love it. It's a little bit sparkly, too.
I do like the shine on that.
And there's a fox sticker on the back.
Cohesive theme.
There we go.
Love it.
I know I never hold things up properly. Sorry.
We'll take a picture. It's okay.
All right. Dear Lena, Leila, Laura, and the whole Pen Boutique crew, may the beauty of nature fill your heart with peace and joy throughout the year. May the love in the hearts of all the people bring us great comfort and joy, he added, and wrote happy holidays to you all from Ben, Betsy, and the puppies.
Gotta love that.
And the pen is Aurora Talentium. Is that right?
That looks like that.
CSI Fine Nib. Ink is Aurora Red.
Beautiful.
Thank you for the holiday card.
That is very
Ben.
sweet of you, Ben.
Yeah. I think we should put it here somewhere.
We'll find a
I'll
place.
figure out later. They've got too much stuff on there now.
Well, folks, the show is coming to a close. A few announcements as usual. As we are a YouTube show, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload. We also have...
forward, we may be changing our schedule. Not right away, but we'll let you know about
Yes,
that.
we'll keep you aware at every turn. We do have the Discord. We'll post the invite link down below.
Yeah.
Also, we love getting mail.
Yes, we do.
Send us whatever you want. I'll have the address below as well. Laura, as always, it's been a pleasure.
I just wanted to say that I'm going to miss your involvement being as much as it has been, but I'm excited about working with Christy and Harsh and the four of us kind of developing this into something different and new, and I think it's going to be special in its own way.
I think so, too. I'm going to enjoy seeing how this show evolves.
Yeah,
With that being said, Laura, it's been a pleasure.
it sure has, Leila.
As always, keep writing, and we'll see you next time.